It's driven by a desperation for freedom, freedom from a few things, freedom from the enslavement to man's systems. That's what wealth does for you. When you're wealthy, I'm not talking about just have a good job making good money and maybe considered rich because somebody can fire you, blackball you. But when you're wealthy, when your resources are, coming passively and coming from systems that you created around you, you become free from the systems of men. Like as a preacher, I can preach like I want to preach. You know what I mean? Whatever God tell me to do, in other words, I can say what God wants me to say because I don't have to stoop and bow to no man. No man, no organization controls me. Members can get mad and say, well, I ain't gonna give you no more love offering. You preach that again, I ain't giving you no more love offering. That's all right. That's all right. Because it frees you from men's systems. Proverbs 22:6-7 says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it. Verse 7, ironically, says the rich rules over the poor and the borrower is servant to the lender. Teach your children this stuff. When you have wealth, not things, but wealth, resources, sufficiency, more than enough. He says the rich rule over the poor and the borrower is servant to the lender. The second thing that you're striving to be free from is to escape poverty, because poverty robs you of your time. Your time is your life. And what wealth does is wealth frees your time. You can move like you want to move. You can do what you need to do without somebody else consuming 8, 12, 14 hours of your day with what they want you to do. They may pay you $100,000 a year to do it, and the $100,000 they're paying you, you're making them $20 million. Wealth puts you in a position where it frees up your time. And then it's the pursuit. It is the desperation for freedom, freedom from being enslaved to another man's system, freedom from being robbed of your time. And then thirdly, freedom from being stripped of your creativity. Because when you are stressed out with debt, when you have to run and answer to other people and use all of your brain power for somebody else's agenda, somebody else's mission, somebody else's vision, guess what? You have none left over for yourself. So wealth gives you, it is driven by the desperation for freedom. This woman did not want her sons in bondage. Number 3, I'm getting there. Stay with me. The third thing that I see in this text relative to the constitution of a wealth consciousness taken from this woman's life is the identification and the cultivation of your present resources. When you become wealth conscious, you're going to look at what you presently have in your house differently. And the Bible says, and Elisha said unto her, what shall I do for you? Tell me, what hast thou in the house? What do you possess? And she said, thine handmaid hath not anything in the house but a pot of oil, which means what? She was disrespecting her value, the value that she possessed. Any legitimate wealth starts with listen to this very carefully. Any legitimate wealth starts with a resource that is indigenous, innate, and usually ignored. There's something that God has put within you that comes naturally, that is really the source of your freedom, but you, like this woman, are ignoring it. The seed for a future of freedom is already in your life. You just need a revelation. I believe with all of my heart that Be Free University is going to be the Elisha in many people's lives. Be Free is going to help you to recognize the pot of oil and understand that it's not just a pot of oil, but it's actually the seed for your future. Now, listen to this quote. The writer, the author is unknown, but it says, the person who doesn't know where his next dollar is coming from usually doesn't know where his last dollar went. Meaning what? He is disrespectful of the pot of oil that's already in his house. When you begin to develop a wealth consciousness, you begin to identify and cultivate your present resources. My father taught me this. He said, one day I came in and I had my little money. It was all balled up, literally balled up. And I was trying to get money for something, and little balls, little dollars falling out on the floor. And my dad said, wait a minute, boy, take all your money out. All your little dollars, take them out. He said, smooth them out on the table here. Smooth them out. He says, now put all the heads in the same direction. And then make sure they're even. Now slide them down into your wallet. Don't ball your money up in your pocket like that. He says you got to respect the small money if you're going to large money. That's a wealth mindset. When you learn to identify and cultivate your present resources, your little will always evolve into much. He that is faithful over that which is least shall be made ruler over that which is greatest. And then number 4, watch this. Watch this. Number 4, wealth consciousness, the constitution of a wealth consciousness. We're pulling all of this from this woman's experience. Instruction over handouts or wages. That's a wealth mindset. Instruction over handouts or wages. Instruction over welfare or wages or jobs. Watch this. This lady comes, the Bible says, she comes to the prophet and she says, hey, they taking my son. They want to take my sons to make them slaves. I don't know what to do. I come to you because I don't know what to do. Now, one would say, religious people would probably judge and say, I mean, it's a shame that prophet, he was a rich man. It's a shame that he didn't just give that poor lady some money. He knew what she needed. Why didn't he just give her the money she needed? Which would have been what? Welfare. Now, society would say he should have at least given her a job. He should have let her sweep the house or wash his clothes or something. He should have at least given her a job. He ain't giving her no welfare. He ain't giving her no job. All he doing is handing out instructions. Either of these 2 scenarios would have been short-term band-aids. Welfare, as soon as she spends it, runs out, she got to come back, get more. A job is only going to pay her so many wages. She got to keep coming back, trading her time for $1. But what the prophet did, his aim was to set her free from ever having to worry about resources again. You ain't got to go stand in no government line. You ain't got to be punching nobody's clock that you don't want to work for. If you working because you want to, not because you have to. He said, so I'm not going to give you any welfare, and I'm not going to even give you any wages. I'm going to give you some instruction. Wealth is generational freedom and is only attained through instruction. Somebody has to know something that they are willing to share, and somebody has to listen to the one who knows what they're sharing and then apply what the sharer has shared. Now, one of the key components of a poverty mindset is the strong desire for someone else to give me what is necessary for me to survive, rather than train me to produce for myself. You see, a poverty mindset says, catch me a fish. A wealth mindset says, teach me how to fish. One wants a handout while the other wants an instruction. One wants what's in your pocket while the other wants what's in your head. You see, you can't take a person that's locked into a poverty mindset and convince them to invest in education. The same person that will say, oh no, $2,500 a year for school, oh my God, is the same person that will go right down to the mall and give Louis Vuitton or Gucci, 3, 4, Chanel, $5,000 or $6,000, $7,000 to carry a bag with overloaded credit cards and no money in it. It's a poverty mindset that seeks style over substance. But when you become wealth conscious, you're seeking the instruction. So wealth is the product of information and application. Wealthy people are not special. They're just informed and motivated to apply. You see, the instruction the prophet gave her was not to seek welfare nor a job. The prophet turned the woman to her present resources, what was already in her house. And then he gave her a strategy to maximize what she had underestimated. The reason wealth follows instruction, listen to this, and I'm almost done. The reason wealth follows instruction is because it is designed, the process of wealth is designed to be duplicated in every generation. So what my father learned in his generation, he taught me those principles. And now I'm applying. I'm building on that, and I'm learning things that I'm trying to teach my children. Hopefully they'll hear me, because the process is designed to be duplicated. Proverbs 24:4 says, and by knowledge shall the chambers be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. And then I like something. Let me just hurry. The prophet says to her, go and borrow vessels, but wait a minute, not a few. He says, borrow a whole lot. What is that speaking? What is that speaking of? That speaks to, watch this. He's telling her, divorce yourself from a scarcity mindset. I know you've not had much. This is number 5. Wealth divorced from a scarcity mindset. I know you've not had much, but I need you to think out of the box now. Don't just go borrow a few, because I know what you're going to do. You're going to go borrow a couple from one next door, one over here. No. I want you and your boys to go borrow a lot of vessels and bring them home. Borrow a lot of them, not a few. What did the vessels represent? The vessels represented capacity to receive. You see, the more you expand your circle, the more you put yourself in the place, in the environment of people who are already free, you're borrowing vessels. The more you listen to people who have already done it, you are borrowing vessels. Your capacity is expanding, and you are losing the scarcity mindset. A poverty mind thinks that there's not enough. or only so much. To step into wealth consciousness, one must begin to see the limitless resources that are available. No such thing as scarcity. No such thing. And then watch this. Number 6, the prophet says to her, get your boys, pull them into the house. Pull them into the house. And y'all begin to pour out clothes. Watch this. Lock the door. Wealth is a team sport. Ideally, what you're learning, you should be teaching your children at the same time, and they should be participating in whatever the enterprise is for the family. See, money is multiplied. It's because it's a team sport, and the symbolism behind her and the boys working together, it speaks to us of collectivism. You have to know your community. And you have to lock the process down and in. That's good right there. He said, lock the door. You and your boys shut in, because you got to learn to keep what's going to be produced on the inside. Any community that's going to succeed has to first learn to keep its resources inside of itself. It's called collectivism. It's a principle of wealth building. We could never be a wealthy people if all of our wealth immediately leaves our community every time it hits our hands. He says, lock in, you and your boys. Listen to what Tim Ferriss says. Money is multiplied in practical value depending on the number of W's you control in your life. What you do, W's. When you do it, W's. Where you do it, and with whom you do it. You have to identify your community and lock your process down to your community. And Ecclesiastes 4:9 says, 2 are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. Wealth is a team sport. This is not an opportunity for you to think selfishly. You got to locate those that you're going to need to work with, to build with, because these are going to be the same ones that you're going to reign with. And then watch this finally. Wealth consciousness always leads to entrepreneurship. Some kind of business. Some kind of business. You got to produce something. They went through all of this process. They got these vessels. They started pouring that oil, and they had just a little pot of oil. And after they had applied all of the principles that the prophet taught them, they started pouring. And then they just kept on pouring, and they kept on pouring. They realized the oil was just continuing to flow. See, God will do his part after you have started your part. Wealth requires the natural part to happen first. And then once you do the natural part, then God will do the super part. So it's natural super. God says, apply the principles. And while you're applying the practical, pragmatic principles of the process, I'm going to slide in. You're not going to even know I'm in there. And your oil is just going to keep on pouring and keep on pouring, keep on pouring until all of those vessels are full. And you scratching your head saying, how did I ever get here? Where did this come from? And that's what happened with this woman and her sons. And I close with this. And she goes back, wise lady. She goes back to the same prophet that she went to when she was broke. And the boy's about to be made slave. Now she got all this oil. She goes back to get more counsel. You see, every level is going to require a different level of counsel. Every level, there's a different conversation. The first conversation she had with him, he had to ask her questions. What you got in the house? He had to help her to recognize what she had. The second conversation, she come and telling him, man, I got all of this oil. What to do? He says, okay, cool. Sell the oil, pay your debt. You and your sons live on the rest. He put her, I like the way I think it was Dr. Leroy Thompson who said, he put her in the oil business. He taught her a process. He taught her how to make some money. He put her in business and he said, he says, y'all live on the rest. You're not living. Not in the full shalom sense until you are in the more than enough realm. More than enough. And so my prayer is that you got something out of my little discussion. I'm grateful for the time, and I know that God's will for your life is for you to be free. God bless you. I'm R.C. Blakes.
Well, if you guys were here in person, I tell you to give a large, resounding round of applause. Not only for R.C. Blakes, but for all of those that have participated today, all of the speakers. We are so grateful to each and every one of you, to Mr. Joe Dudley Jr. Thank you so much for being with us today. R.C. Blakes Jr., we love you. We appreciate you. You are so important to us, and we thank you for sharing that valuable information with us today. So before we go, guys, again, I want you guys to remember to be back at 6:10. Let me tell y'all something. Now, I don't know what Tanya is going to bring. I don't know what our new executive, that I can't say his name yet, is going to bring. But Pastor Knott's got something up his sleeve. Y'all don't want to miss it. I know a little bit about it. I mean, he is my friend, so I know a little bit about it, but he got something up his sleeve. You don't want to miss it. 6:10, we're going to come back, and you guys are going to hear from the executives of this company. We're going to give you guys some tidbits, some background information. We're going to tell you the history, how we got to Be Free University. Listen, if you were invited to this event by someone, make sure you check with them. Ask them, how do I get into Be Free University? They're going to give you their special link that will help them get credit for inviting you to Be Free University's Freedom Fest. I have a model. I want you guys to see something. My model is here. He's going to show you guys one of our amazing t-shirts that we just received in the mail. Oh, Lord. The model has a microphone in his hand. That scares me. Who gave it to him? Who gave he's supposed to model, and he has a microphone. Now he's coming out here. I'm afraid he's going to rap the way okay. So y'all know poverty is a mindset. Broke is a temporary condition, y'all. Can y'all give it up for my model? Give it up for my model. Listen, come. We want you guys to go to. We want you. See this abuse? We want you guys to go to swag.befree.university right now and order your Be Free University swag. What kind of university would we be without t-shirts and sweatshirts and hoodies and masks and mask?
Did y'all know that we sell socks?
Oh,
I didn't even know we sold socks.
We have socks.
They showed me this. What did you call it? The swag book.
Swag book, yes.
Swag something. I said we sell socks.
I don't know if the socks are on the site yet, because y'all guys, you know how our marketers are. They're like, they just gonna give y'all a little bit at a time. But we do have socks, and
we got custom suits.
We got custom suits coming. We have custom suits for the women. We have custom suits for the men. We have bomber jackets. What else?
Letterman's jackets.
What else is coming?
I don't know, man. It was a whole bunch.
We have an awesome Center of Excellence team. You guys, if y'all could give it up for the Center of Excellence team. This amazing jingle that you guys have heard over and over and over again. You want to sing? This is your one opportunity. Yes, but okay.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. You will not take this moment from me. I always knew y'all wanted my voice. Y'all play like y'all don't like my voice, but I know deep down y'all have never heard anything like my voice ever before. Ever, I know.
So the swag pack, the Center of Excellence, is a amazing group of, we call them millennials and Gen Zers, guys, and they designed the things that you see in the swag store. Not only that, that amazing jingle that you've heard over and over again. You guys haven't even heard the whole thing. Maybe I can get George to play it for you.
You know what? Maybe we should get. Maybe you should talk, and I should get.
And you're not going to sing
Cedric.
the one opportunity I gave you to sing.
No, I'm going to sing in the front. It's going to be my background music.
Okay. Oh, your mama said, "Oh, Father God." Okay, so we're not going to have Mr.
Keep it up. I'm going to give
sing.
her a mic, and we're going to do a duet.
Oh my goodness. So listen, guys, we are totally excited. And y'all, anybody that has spent any time around George and I know that he plays too much. I'm usually serious, but I'm tired, so I'm silly today too.
I was serious. I'm really going to sing.
Oh God, Jesus. So listen, I'm gonna let you sing.
Okay.
Can you cue the jingle?
Cue it up, Sid. What we got?
So I just want to acknowledge the Center of Excellence team because they wrote, produced, mixed, and mastered the Be Free University jingle. They did, and they also designed the swag that is in the swag store. So we have amazing talents at Be Free University in the summer. Guys, you guys have got to give us an opportunity to get this thing where it needs to be, because in the summer we will introduce the School of Creatives. And in that school, I'm giving y'all a little sauce a little early, but in that school you will find those that design. They will be there to teach you. Those that make music are going to be there to teach you. Those that do these types of things are going to be there to teach you, because we're Be Free University. Why not have a School of Creatives? Why not be able to design your own clothing? Why not start your own clothing line? You just learned digital marketing, right? Yeah, Be Free University. We're on the big up, turn up. That's right. So we are excited. And Mr. Howard, are you planning to sing, or am I? Or we coming? You gonna sing when we come back? What you gonna do? All the time. So listen. Thank you guys for being here today. Mr. Howard is not gonna sing for you, but y'all are blessed and lucky that he's not gonna sing for you. So if you guys are with us last night, you heard him start the birthday song. So you already know that you probably need to turn your volume down at this time. We're going to play the Be Free University jingle for you as we send you guys out. You will actually hear the words to the jingle at this time. Have an amazing afternoon. Take a break. We'll see you at 6:10.
I thought we was going to do this duet thing.
I can hold a tune.
Don't act like that.
No more working for the man. Come be free, come take a stand. Soon your pockets will expand. Build your credit, buy some land. We can show you what to do. Simple steps, just follow through. Your life will be what you choose. The question is, what will you do? Educate, emulate, elevate to
Educate, emulate, elevate together. We are Be Free University.
Come on. Be free at Be Free University. Oh,
y'all better get out of here now. Y'all better get out now.
Come on.
Get out right now.
Come be free at Be Free University. Oh, University. Yeah.
You guys have a good night. We'll see you at 6:10. God bless you. Be Free University presents